Since a lot of people have been having trouble with the interface builder parts of the Swift tutorial, I wanted to kind of pull up Xcode 5, which I can show videos of, and show how some of this stuff works. So in our tutorial, we have a table view that we add to the screen. So I'm going to add that here and just kind of put it in the middle. Now, to use this in code, you have to be able to connect it to a variable. And if I look at my view controller, which is the class that this view is inside of, you'll see there's nothing there to connect to. So the first way to do it is to manually add the variable. In Swift, the interface is a little bit different, but it's not that different. So we're going to have an IB outlet that's a UI table view, and we're going to call it apps table view. Now go back to my storyboard, and I click on the view controller object here, and you'll see now there's this variable called apps table view. So I can just click and drag this, and now it's connected. And now when I go to my code, and if I want to access this variable, it's now tied to what comes out of the interface builder file. The second way to do it, if I delete this and go to my view controller code, and I'm just going to completely remove the view controller as if I had never put it there in the first place, and I look here and it's gone, right? So the other way is to use the assistant editor, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to hide this real quick, open up the assistant editor. Now with this, you can actually get it to write some code for us. I'm changing to the H file here, but it's not necessary in Swift. So I want to put it as an instance variable, so I hold the control key and click on my table view and then drag out on this line of code and let go. Now it wants to know what I want to call it. It's an apps table view. You can also assign actions and outlet collections, but for our purposes, this is pretty much going to do the job. Okay, so now this variable apps table view is set to this table view. Same as it was before. It added this weak reference for the reference counting. It'll create like a circular reference if you don't do this. I almost always forget, which is why it's nice that the code completion thing where you just click and drag will do it for you. But that's pretty much it. So make sure you do that, because if you don't, you're going to get these errors where it says, optional, none, can't be unwrapped, or something like that. It's basically just saying this variable isn't set to anything. It's not set to anything because it's not tied to it in interface builder here or here. So that's pretty much it. I hope this helps, guys.